In your poster, you have US flag on your
Yeah,
background.
yeah,
And then
two flags, Tajik
yes, the
and
flags. Yeah.
I am between them.
Yeah, that's really nice. Really nice.
The problem, many teachers, they have iftar or they are getting preparation for
Yes.
iftar.
I mean, people usually just, it's very typical during Ramadan that we have slight drop in our audience.
Mhm.
But usually people join after once they break the iftar. But it's okay. This is okay. I believe that people usually find time to do
Yeah,
both, yeah, to break the iftar and then to break the fasting and then join the webinar. That's fine too.
yeah, and not everyone fasts, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So let's get started. Hello, dear all. It's so great to see all of you. Welcome to EWB Thursday webinar series. Today is March 12th, and we are hosting Shoira Sharipova, EWB master trainer, EWB active member, and today she's going uh, to talk about mindful English classroom. So it's kind of very interesting topic because in many cases, majority of population in the globe, they live on autopilot. And particularly, yeah, teachers being so multitasking, doing a lot of multitasking nowadays. I think the importance of mindful teaching, mindful living is getting more and more popular. And for those of you who are not familiar with our speaker, okay, Shoira Sharipova is an English language educator, trainer, mentor, and coach with over 20 years of professional experience in teaching, teacher development, and emotional intelligence-based education. She holds advanced degrees in English philology and have participated in several US-sponsored professional development programs, including GFDP, Open ETM, and EWP program. She developed practical journals. She develops practical journals and guides that integrate emotional intelligence with language learning and professional communication. Her work focuses on supporting educators and youth through reflective practice, inclusive pedagogy, and sustainable leadership development. And yes, Shoira is also a teacher trainer, and she conducted a number of professional development sessions and teacher training sessions in Seoul and in many other parts of our country. And let us, give a big applause to our speaker today. And we encourage everyone to stay active and to ask questions about the topic after our speaker delivers her webinar. And with great pleasure, I'm giving the floor to Shoira. Shoira, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the warm introducing. And I'm really glad to be here to be a speaker in this wonderful webinar of English Without Borders. Yeah, and today I'm going to talk about emotional intelligence. This is my topic, which I'm researching for the last 4 years, almost 4 years. Yeah, and I want to spread it among the teachers and students, which will make easier their work with changing and communication with their students. Yeah, so can we start, or we need to wait for some minutes? Should I
I think we can,
share my screen?
yes. Please go ahead because this session is recorded and those who will miss today's webinar, they can watch it on Facebook anyway. So dear all, please get engaged. Let's get started. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. So yes, today's topic is a mindful English classroom, and then subtitle is integrating emotional intelligence into English language teaching, practical tools, and research-based insights. I'm Shoira Sharipova, yeah, and here is a little introduction. Okay, oops, sorry. Yeah, and I'm a teacher, trainer, researcher, mentor, and a coach. I have been teaching English for 20 years. For the last 4 years, I have been researching emotional intelligence and its impact on teachers and students. Here, I want to start with a like a real story, which is not like only one story. Yeah, it's we can observe daily in some like schools. One of my colleagues, for example, recently a teacher, she came to me and told that when she entered the class, she was already actually stressed because of some administrative work and exhausted. And within 10 minutes, two of her students were talking, one refused to just participate. And of course, she raised her voice, teacher. And after lesson, she said that, yes, actually, I know the methodology. I know how to teach. I know the subject, but I can't control when I am stressed. Yeah, so, and I would like to ask some like questions and talk with you, dear colleagues, with some questions like, have you ever left a classroom feeling emotionally drained? Were there any like situations where any like moments when you felt really like drained, yeah, and then you left the classroom with that feeling? Could you just, Mhm. Yeah, I will be really happy to hear some of your ideas and opinion. And we'll be very happy if you share your opinion. Yeah, just you can even write if you want your ideas about this question in this chat. It's also fine. Usually last the like when I started to observe these cases, like with stress, burnout, and all this stuff, mostly they are like emotional and psychological moments. I noticed that most students, teachers, sorry, they are really exhausted. Why? Because of overloaded. Yeah, they are too overwhelmed with all the tasks like administrative and family issues, and of course some issues in their work with their students. Teacher-student relationship, they can be observed, and of course in that moment teachers also lose kind of their like resource and energy. Yeah, it takes a lot of energy. And if we will go to the next question is, have you ever reacted in a way you later regretted? Yeah, and of course, in each, I mean, each student or sorry, teacher in his or her experience, they had some moments when they reacted like in a automatically, yeah, and they couldn't control themselves, regulate themselves, and of course later they regret about that. If you want to share any of you want to share any of your opinion, maybe it's not a like about you, or maybe you observed some kind of reactions or some moments and you want to share, I will be happy to listen.
Hello, hi Shoira.
Hello, Virus.
It's good to see you all. Let me answer for the first question. Have you ever left a classroom feeling emotional drain? How do you think? All of us, we are all left the classroom feeling emotional drained. Why? Because the first things that, as you said, all those issues which face except our teaching, yeah, whatever we have it in our life, it makes us some kind of, I don't know, maybe stones on our backs. And then the second part is that unfortunately, not all of our students, I wouldn't say only in Tajikistan, maybe in the world, they are not they are not actually eager to learn. They have something else in their mind. That's why whatever, if you have this kind of classes, of course, after all these things, you are, let's say, dead and emotionally and methodologically. Whatever you have, you are dead. That's why, particularly these days on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I have such classes and kids who are on the third grade. And then the second one, the adults, starting from teenagers up to adults. Even with those, they're so noisy that after that, I really don't want to, not just to teach, even to walk home. It was so difficult after that. In such situation, yes, so we are feeling really emotionally broken.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Firuz. That's a very like interesting moment. Yeah. Thank you so much. Anyone who wants also to share?
Yeah, Shoira. Good evening to everyone.
Hello.
Yes.
Imagine.
Hello. Yes, I'm very glad to see you. Yes, it is. As Firuz said, we are all teachers. We are human beings. We sometimes become so tired because we have so many lessons. And I want to share about one moment which happened me many years ago. I was a young teacher, and there was one class, and it was so noisy class. Nobody could manage to come down that. And this class, I started conducting lesson. And when I entered, there was so noise. We could not control this class. I couldn't control. I was young, but once I left the school, the lesson, and said that I cannot conduct the lesson to this class. But then I talked with my sister. She was an experienced teacher. We were working together, and she said, "Okay, don't be angry. It is okay, but if you want to control, please learn about the students and give different tasks in order to come down and control it." And then I followed her advice and tried to speak with everyone individually. And you see, after a month, I could manage to conduct my lesson without any problem. And you see, and then I regretted that I left the lesson at that time. And but you see, I could manage to control this class, and then they become one of my best classes because I could manage. I come closer to them. I talked with them individually, know their problem and what they want, and it helped me to control the class. That's why mostly when we are young, we don't know our students, and it makes us to be uncontrollable during the class. That's why I think during the years we learn our students, we know how to uh, how to make them active, and of course it helps us to control the classes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Valmajon, for sharing. That's really like the something which is really valuable from your experience, yes, which you shared, and that's really, I mean, the reflection which you did right now is really like something very valuable, yeah, because you could just come to a conclusion, yeah, you did your own like already conclusion, yeah, about the situation, about that moment. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Okay, anyone else who wants to share? Mhm. Okay. Yeah, we can just continue with the next
Can I
step.
share?
Yes, of course.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for giving me opportunity to talk about this situation. I am also familiar with this situation. Once, when I entered a new chosen because their old teacher left the school and I was a new teacher. They didn't listen. They didn't want to listen to me. Like it was very hard, and I couldn't control my emotions. And I left school. I left the classroom, and I cried. Then one of the girls came to me, and it was really hard to control because they didn't want to listen to me, and I couldn't explain the grammar. And I do remember those days, but now that class is my most lovely class because day by day I could understand which boy or girl knows or do they really want to study, or because I am working their children in order to learn, in order to not waste their time. And as our dearest teacher Shoira Sharipova mentioned, we need time to learn about our students, and sometimes we need to be patient. And I tried to search very engaging activities to engage my students, to find interest to my lesson, and finally I got their heart, and now they're listening to my lessons, and I'm really happy. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Parvina. That's very interesting. Yeah, moment you shared. Not everyone can share such moments. It means that you are really emotionally already reflected to that moment, and you overcome that things. Yeah. Thank you so much. And the next question is, what affects your teaching more? What do you think? There is no wrong or right answer. It's just what you think. Yes, what you think affects your teaching more, methodology or emotions? If you want to share any of you, dear colleagues, I will be really happy to hear that. What affects your teaching more, methodology or emotions? You also can write in the chat, but I think I can't open the chat. Probably if there is some question, there are some questions. Maybe Zufra will read them for me. Anyone who wants to share?
So Zumrat Alishayeva is saying emotions affect methodology too, as learning is based on both students and teachers' emotions. Well, I wrote emotions start from a single thought. If you can control your thought, you can manage your emotions too.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great comments. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That, yeah, actually it depends, but mostly emotions affect more in teaching than methodology, I think. But yeah, still, maybe some people, they have different opinion. But emotions are really, if you can control your emotions, if you can regulate them, if you recognize your emotions, of course it is easier. Easier because you feel your presence during the class. And if you are present in the class, of course you know what methodology to use, how to use it, and how to communicate with your students or with your colleagues, during your work, in your working days. Yeah, so today we'll explore and we'll learn more about that. So today we'll explore how emotional intelligence can transform not only our classrooms, but also ourselves as teachers. So why emotional intelligence matters in English language teaching? I can say that from small, short, it was very really short research-based point research which I conducted, and here are some research-based points. So, teacher emotional state shapes classroom climate. It means, as I always say during the meetings, that happy teacher, it means happy student. Yeah. That if you come into the class with a high mood, with recognized emotions, of course, your students feel it and they react the same way, and they are open to connect with you, yeah, to respond to your emotions. And emotional regulation improves classroom management. That's also the thing which is proved by the research. Because when you, again, I will say that when you are able to regulate your emotions, of course, the classroom management will be better. Because when you come into the class with some of your issues, problems on your mind, and start your class, so you are not feeling the presence, you are not feeling what you are doing even sometimes, yeah, because you have already some negative probably thoughts or issues which you didn't leave outside of the class, and you came in with that thought and start your class. Of course, you say like, hey, how are you? That's a question where when even you don't listen the answers from your student. And the next question is, what's your homework? This is the same, yeah, students say, and probably they start even replying, responding, and answering their homework. And some teachers, sometimes you even don't listen to them because you are busy with your own thoughts. You are not present in the class. And empathy increases student engagement. It's the next point is that when you are when you show the empathy to your student, like giving probably positive feedbacks, or even telling like asking how are you doing, and listen really the answer, and probably some of them didn't do the homework. So what you ask, you say, why didn't your question is, why didn't you do the homework? Probably it's better to kind of escalate the question and then ask like, hey, what are some problems, yeah, of not doing your the homework, the task. And the small emotional intelligence routines reduce stress and burnout risk. There were only 8 working days, 1 week intervention I conducted with teachers during the research. And already in the 3rd day, there were the results where after they started doing practices, breathing practices. And yes, so some emotional intelligence practices and routines, they really help to reduce stress. But yeah, but in the future, then we saw that even the burnout risk. In my action research with 5 teachers trainers during the week, which I was telling about that, the routines integrated, they were just like daily lessons. It was like not the teachers didn't have to spend like 10 minutes or 30 minutes for the routines, for the practices. Just small 1-2 minutes, even some seconds of self-awareness moments help them to change. And the key findings were that calm teacher is a cooperative classroom. A reactive teacher is reactive students. It depends your reaction. How you react, students also will react the same to you or with you. What is emotional intelligence in teaching? So here are some 4 teaching-focused emotional intelligence components. I would like to rate yourself, and if you have a willing to share, I will be happy to hear them. Rate yourself from 1 to 5. 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. So for the first component, self-awareness. What am I feeling before the class? Yeah, before entering the class, just you may just for a moment close your eyes and think about that moment when you are entering to the class. Yeah. So what are your feelings at that time? What do you usually? Yeah. Let's take just usual moments, usual daily routine. You can write, yeah, maybe write on a piece of paper, or you can keep it in your mind. And if you want to share, really happy to hear that. Okay, and the next is a self-regulation component, where you can ask yourself, can I pause before reacting? I mean, all the classes, all the groups, even, yes, in the centers, language centers, there are some, or there is at least one student who misbehaved. And sometimes you want to just like react in autopilot and say like, and shout or raise your tone, even your pose can be changed there as a teacher. So, and can you just to tell yourself that you can pause before reacting, before raising your voice or changing your pose? Just write again yourself from 1 to 5. And then if you want to share, that would be nice. And the next is empathy. What might my student be experiencing? Sometimes we don't know that, actually we know, but we are not interested why some of our students are maybe sad or upset, or they are not showing the interest or motivation, yeah, during our classes. And because of we are busy, maybe, yeah, because we are busy with ourselves, with our own thoughts and routines and all overwhelmed stuff to do, we don't ask that. We are not interested in by asking, yeah. So, but now, could you just close your eyes and imagine that moment from your class anytime. It can be like maybe it happened like months ago or 2 weeks ago, yeah, a moment when your student didn't respond, you didn't feel the connection between you and that student. What might my student be experiencing? And ask them this question. And then rate from 1 to 5. And the last component is relationship management. And the question here is, how do I respond constructively? Yeah, your reaction, how you try to control that relationship between you and your student, or you and your colleague, you and administration. If you write your like ideas in the chat, this is also good. If you want to share, that's also good. And you can unmute yourself, and then share. Okay, I hope that you rated yourself from 1 to 5. within these 4 components of teaching focused. Emotional intelligence components. Okay, and if you don't want to share, that's okay. We can go on with some. Oh, is there anything in the chat? Any questions? I can't see. Oh,
No, there are no questions,
Okay.
but some teachers put their comments.
that's
For example, Parvina said, and some of them mentioned like misbehaving is very common. They put 4. Heidi DeMello put 5. When I have to see this situation, I keep calm. Some students realize that and saying to each other. Parvina Sodiqova shared, I don't really like shouting or panicking. Again, Parvina mentioned, I put in the chat box, shouting is showing teachers being powerless. And then Heidi, she mentioned a lot of times I take into consideration my students' needs over my own. Sometimes I hear things from my colleagues that makes me think that they have zero empathy for their students.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your comments. That's very interesting.
Yeah, Malima Munawar also mentions, I always try to control my emotions.
That's good. Yeah, actually, that would be very nice. How do you, I mean, from their experience, yeah, how do you manage your or control your emotions? Yeah, what what maybe action, exercise, or some practices help you to control your emotions?
Shoira, can I?
Yes, of course, Madam. Yeah.
So, first of all, teacher is a real teacher, always thinks about the student's emotion. But sometimes it happens that we cannot control something happened at home. But always I follow one proverb, American proverb. It says that my problem is my problem. It mustn't touch others. That's why when you come into class, when I come into the class, I forgot all my problems. You see, I can tell about one very emotional moment of my life. Once I had a conference training workshop for more than 40 teachers in Khujand. And you see, one day before, my son-in-law died accidentally, and I didn't know what to do. It is very dangerous time. It was very emotional time for me. And you see, next day I had to make my conference, my training, because Aziza Yormatova was visiting my training. It was the training of English ETM program. So you see, I didn't know what to do, but I had to control my training without telling anyone that I had such kind of so dangerous time, and it was emotional. You see, I could control myself, but I never forgot this time when how I spent my 2-day training without telling anyone about this problem of my life. And I think everyone can control herself or himself because we are teachers. We have to think about our students. When we come into students, when we come into classes, our students look in our eyes, in what emotionally we are happy or not. Do we have some problem? Our eyes show it. That's why the first thing we have to think about, not only about ourselves, sometimes we have to forget about our emotions. That's why if you want to make a good result from your students, be patient and always control your emotion. I think it is very bad time when I had, but I could overcome this problem. I think it is from my own experience.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, John. That's really, sorry to hear that, first of all. And then, yes, that's like really, that's a great from your experience thing, which you just shared. And then, yeah, that's a hard time. And everyone in our lives, we have such kind of hard, like times. And yes, emotional intelligence is that thing which gives us to overcome that hard times, or some like dangerous moments, or some like very tough time, in a like in an easy way, not even easy, but in a way that will not harm our health, and which not will bring to like burnout. Because if we will like burn out, of course we will not, like it's difficult really to work, to continue your work when you are burned out. Yeah, it's like if you don't have any like healthy body, of course, or healthy mind, of course, it's like a little bit difficult to continue your work. Yes, thank you so much for sharing and for your experience. That's really valuable thing. For the young teachers who only started to work and only like experiencing some moments and relationship with the students and their colleagues. Okay.
Can I also add something?
Yes, Ms. Rukshon. Thank you.
Yes, you know that we teachers, we have no right, yes, to show our emotion, our negative emotion for our students. Even if we have a very difficult day, even if we are tired, even if we had done a lot of works, but we always try to enter the classroom smiling, because we teachers know that our students feel our emotion, and they can react incorrectly. But unfortunately, not showing our emotions, yes, not showing their emotions, teachers, they become tired. And as you have mentioned, teachers, we burned out. Yes, and that's why I want to say that teaching and being teacher is, I think, that the most difficult profession in the world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, difficult, but yeah, still it's a noble profession if we will learn how to manage, the like hard situations or some conflict situations with the help of emotional intelligence practices. Yeah. So now we will, if no one wants to share, we can continue with some practices which will help us to.
Can I also say, Shoira?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So, showing emotion, I think this is okay to show emotions. Why? Because, like, as teachers, we can face different situations. Yeah. For example, some of your students misbehave, and then they, for example, step over the boundaries. Yeah. By, for example, bringing some kind of chaos into your class. And in this case, if you don't show your emotion, how are you going to express your opinion to such kind of misbehavior, students, that they are doing wrongdoings, that they are doing wrongdoings. And therefore, like, when we say teachers shouldn't show their emotion, we are to some extent need to be very clear, what do we mean by here, yes? Showing emotions is okay unless your emotion don't harm somebody. Yeah, they should be a very a very clear expression about showing emotions. It's okay. I mean, just, for example, if teachers had some kind of bad day, and maybe, somebody said some bad words to you in the bus before coming to your work, and you are still being affected by that sorts, and so you are too emotional. In this case, of course, yes, you need to understand why I am so emotional. So do I want to carry this emotion of of being, for example, insulted into my class and also just affect my student? These are like, another question. But again, just, it's okay to express your emotion unless your emotion doesn't hurt somebody or doesn't just, impact somebody's negatively. Uh, so therefore, just, as for humans, if you don't show your emotions, you are going to get sick yourself. Because again, this is just, you are just hiding your emotions. You will hide once, twice, but third time you will get depressed yourself, because all our emotions need to be expressed in some or different ways, which are very safe ways. So you are not just, becoming sick, and you don't make, you don't carry your emotions into somebody's life as well, and don't hurt somebody's, don't bring harm to others. So this is my opinion.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's a really good point. Yeah, it's better to express, to like name. Yes, what the problem is that most teachers, they can't name their emotions. They don't know, for example, why they're stressed, or why they're anxious, or why they are feeling like upset. Sometimes they just can be angry and then shout on students. Yeah, and the emotional intelligence, it helps to understand and recognize and then name. When we name our emotion, we already know what to do and how to do and how overcome without hurting ourselves or making harm to our body, mind, and I mean in general in our physical health. Yeah, and not only physical, yeah, psychological health also. Yes, now we can continue with some practices, tools, which are really simple, but not everyone does. I mean, not everyone does it because we think that it takes a lot of time. No, actually, it doesn't take a lot of time. Even just I say most in many of my meetings with teachers, I say that, okay, for example, imagine you are coming into the class. You are just taking the handle of the door, trying to open. Before opening that door, just close your eyes for a moment, for some seconds, yeah? And then inhale 4 seconds and hold 4 seconds and exhale 6 seconds. At least like 3, 4, okay, just anytime you can. It gives already the self-awareness, and then gives you the feeling of presence, that you are here, you are next to your door, to your class, you are now entering to the class. And like at that moment, you even can ask some of your questions, yeah, like, hey, what do my students need from me right now, yeah? So, or what are they awaiting from me? Or just you can even encourage yourself by telling, hey, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. If you are young, if you have some like experiencing some hard maybe it's difficult for you to explain something, or maybe you have some tough students in your class, in that class, you can just say, hey, I can do it. I'm a teacher, I'm a professional, I'm the only person in this class who can do it. Yeah, I'm here, it means that I read something. Yeah, and then this replaces reactive entry into the class, like not like on autopilot, you are entering again, yes, and then starting your class without any some feeling yourself like self-aware, yeah. Okay, and then from my research, when we discussed after like after 8 days of intervention, when we discussed with the teachers, they already in the third day they said that reported that this breathing practice gave the result. Yes, they felt calmer. At least like it was only like, for some seconds before the class. Yeah, they did this practice routine, and always they have some result. That's a good practice which you can do it. Actually, we know about it. Everyone knows, and sometimes maybe we do. I mean, some of you, but yeah, try to do it like daily. Do it like a routine. Yeah, it's something which you need to do. Yeah, like breathing. Next tool is the pause before reacting. Yeah, we always say, I remember even from when I was young, from my experience, that some people used to say like, okay, before like saying something, think, count till 10, yeah, and then react and tell something. Yeah, it also can work really, but so what? First, like pause before reacting, before telling something, just pause, breath, and then try to lower your voice, like instead of rising. And when teachers during the research, they did it, teachers who pause and they reduced conflict escalation. Yeah, like instead of, hey, why you are doing that? That like, oh, is there any problem? Yeah, like after escalation, it really helps and helps to find the way, the heart of your students or the colleague or anyone with whom you are having that conflict. Next tool is the empathy. Like as I told already about the if one of your students is he or she didn't do the homework, our reaction is what? We say, hey, why didn't you do the homework? But instead of that, right, try to be a little bit like empathetic and asking, was something difficult about the task, yeah? Or this shifts like from control to connection. We are the teachers, and it's okay. I also used to be like this. We like to control. We like to control the class. We like to control everyone or each of our students. But if we, instead of control, if we will put the connection, like trying to feel each your student, it will be like a little bit easier for you, for us as a teachers, and for our students. Again, from findings, I can say that empathy improved student cooperation. They became more active. Emotional check-in activity for students. Here are some activities. If we have, okay, no, we don't have time, but here are some exercises which you can do yourself or with your students even. Like if your emotions were weather today, what kind of weather would you that? Yes, like okay, if I am happy, I say, hey, today the weather is sunny. Today is the lovely day, yeah. Or some students, if they are like sad, they could say, hey, it seems to be like rainy or snowy today or cloudy, yeah. What can you control today? Ask your students, or maybe even ask yourself, what something or three things, yes, which you can control today. After naming, it will be easier. You again feel yourself present, and your students doing this with your students really helpful. Emotional vocabulary warm up. Yeah, when we talk about like the words like scared, nervous, upset, anxious. Yeah, all these words plus they have new words, vocabulary. Yes, you can work with them if you have such a topic. Or even you can just talk about that if it's like intermediate, pre-intermediate, yeah, 11th, 10th grade students, they already know this word. So you could use them in their sentence, ask them to use in their sentences by asking, tell something true about your feelings, like today or yesterday, yeah, it depends on what tense you are conducting during your class. One word exit reflection again, yeah, like reflecting, what do you feel right now? It's like direct question. Next is rate your mood from 1 to 10. Yeah, like the 1 is like very, very bad, yeah, and 10 is like I'm feeling my mood is like excellent, yeah. And what is tiny action to support yourself today? Yeah, what helps you? Even tiny action which supports you. Like for example, today I fried egg for myself. Yeah, student could say. I didn't wait for my mom to do it, yeah, or like something tiny, very. Okay, and write one sentence describing your inner world right now. It's also a good warm-up activity. It could be, yeah, you could use it in the beginning of your class by asking it, and then making the atmosphere of the English language class, and name one tiny victory you had, even if it looks simple or like silly, yeah. If you say yourself, even you can be more confident, yeah, after this practice, because it's really like, even if you woke up today at 4 or at 5, yeah, instead of 6, it is already big, not even tiny, it's a big victory, and you can proud of yourself, and it will give you the energy for you after thinking, after reflecting this, it will give you a big energy, yeah, for the whole day. And the main thing is positive feedback. Positive feedback not only for your students you can give, but also for yourself. Like, hey, today I did this one, this one. Oh, I did a good job. I am so, I don't know, I'm an excellent person, excellent professional. I can do it. And now I can do whatever I want. Yeah. Positive feedback is always good. Be like kind for yourself. Everyone can mistakes, everyone can react automatically, but being positive for yourself and being kind for yourself, it is really great, big, something which shape you in a positive way and change your life. Yeah, here are some real impact from my research. I already mentioned all of them, yeah. And the most important quote is that I don't change my lesson plan, I change my reaction, is the quote for like today, let's say. Or maybe you can take it as a quote for yourself for tomorrow. That's all. Thank you for having me. If you have any questions or some comments, I will be really happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Shoira. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we have so many good comments. Lots of teachers love the activities you shared. And yes, I agree the techniques that you shared today can help teachers to transform gradually, yes, and to become more mindful teachers. And let us open the floor to questions and answers. Dear all, you can unmute yourself to ask your questions, or you can put your questions in the chat box. And Shoira, I would like to ask the question, yeah, from my side. Okay, so how to stop being judgmental, because in many cases teachers are like that. For example, if they want to see the progress of their students, they usually say, hey, look, somebody is doing better than you do. Or for example, today you are worse than the student's A is worse than student B. So this is just, again, to what extent do you think being judgmental and being comparing students with one another is a good teaching technique for students' progress?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's a really interesting, very nice question, which I always used to think about that also. Yeah, but still, I think that comparing, according to my observation, I can say that comparing one student to another is a not good thing, first of all, because most students, when they hear the praising of some other students, they irritates. They kind of becomes angry. Yeah, they say, "Hey, don't tell me about him," or "Don't tell me about that." The thing is that we need to. It's like something like a not stereotype. It's in our culture. Yeah, we say, "Hey, look at that! Hey, look at that! He's becoming better. Why you can't do it?" We don't accept the students as individuals. We don't accept children as a person, first of all. We think that they are just children, yeah? we don't, the problem is we need to accept them as individuals, as a person who has his own world and own what the pluses, yeah, good positive things, good things, and of course some bad things. And one thing we can I do from my experience is that I try to find something also good in that student instead of comparing with another student. Yeah, say, okay, yeah, he's good, of course, yeah, maybe he's good in that, but you are good in something else. Like if I know it, I say, I emphasize that, I highlight that his strengths and don't focus on his weakness. And this is also I mentioned in my one of my journals in conflict resolution, where it's also good for parents also, not only teacher-students relationship, but also between parents and their children, because parents also they like comparing their children with their neighbors' children, yeah, by telling, hey, look, he's so good, but you don't. But instead if we will focus on his strengths, not weaknesses, he also will be motivated by telling, yeah. And when people start to compare themselves with others, I mean, especially children, the young brains, which are not or yet formed, yeah, they begin to feel not confident. And when then they use confidence, the children, of course, there will not be any progress. Because only confident, motivated students who focus on their strengths can continue, go on to working on themselves. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the question. It's very
Thank you so much. We also have a question from Zumrat. Zumrat is asking, Dear Molima, how can we deal with students' disappointments?
Disappointments, okay. Yeah, it is something which we can't avoid. Thank you for the question. This all the time, I mean, there will some periods of in any student's life when they are disappointed about something. The main thing is just encouraging them not to give up, but continue. That life has the ups and downs, and we need to be more flexible and accept. If we will teach the students or our children to accept that there are some kind of disappointing moments in our life, if they accept it, it will be easier for them to overcome that disappointing moment. Thank you. If I could answer the question.
Yeah, thank you so
I'm
much.
glad.
We have another question from Parvina. She's asking, if I'm teaching online, how can I reduce my students' digital fatigue? Sometimes I see and feel that.
Could you just repeat? Sorry.
Yeah. If I'm teaching online, how can I reduce my students' digital fatigue? Sometimes I see and feel that.
That's interesting. It's like a modern requirement, demands of our in our system, education system. Online, it's good question. Thank you. I think it would be nice if from online. Actually, we have a lot of postcards. Maybe it's good if we. Does she mean during the class, online class? Or if it's not, we could just recommend the student to watch a lot of not a lot of, just recommend some of videos, podcasts, where they can learn, be confident and learn how to use it confidently. I mean, the online digital tools. If I understand the question well, and then talking, just talking. by communicating, by figuring out the reason why he's feeling fatigue, why, what is the problem, yeah. And after like discussing and focusing and pointing out the moments, by figuring out the moments and the reasons, we can help them. We can help the student.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Shoira,
Thank
it
you
was
for the
really
question.
great. I think this topic is very interesting and very, will
Really deep.
require more, will require more deep, diving, and we will be happy to host you again. Because I think for many teachers, they have lots of questions, but of course, they sometimes think, should I ask this question or should I just, not to ask it? I think for teachers to raise any question that you have means that you are raising this question not for yourself, but for many other teachers as well, because they may have similar issues or similar problems. And it's okay to flag your problems, to discuss it with community of teachers, because as teachers, we know that when we share, we learn, we grow together. So therefore, please be open to share your questions, because as a community, this helps us to raise awareness about this question and also find different, approaches and also solutions to deal with this issue. Once again, thank you so much, Shoira, for your great session. It was full of techniques, full of insights, and I hope that everybody has some takeaways from your session, and we will be again happy to see you with more webinars on this topic. Thank you so much. And I also express our gratitude to all those who watched us on Facebook, and particularly to Heidi. Heidi, really great insights you shared in the comment box. And please welcome to join our community as a speaker, and we'll be happy to see you as a webinar speaker in other webinars as well. Thank you so much, dear all. Shoira, huge thanks for your time, for your energy, and for sharing great techniques with teachers. Dear all, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting, and thank you for the teachers and colleagues who were with us today. Thank you so much.
Okay, enjoy your evening, dear all, and we will be happy to see you tomorrow at our speaking club. Bye-bye.
Bye.